hello, my podcast people, and thank you for joining me for yet another episode of my favorite podcast. If you're watching this, then perhaps you notice that my lip over here, it isn't looking its best, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. But first, a little announcement. If you're listening to this episode on the day that it drops, or you're watching it on the day that it drops, it will be Monday, November 13th. I am running pre-Black Friday sales this week and this week only for the folks on my email list. Not running them next week because I want to fucking enjoy the holiday. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to be sending out emails. Even if I schedule, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with customer support. No. So I'm doing it this week. I forgot to mention this in the past episodes. Maybe I didn't know at the time, so I kind of did this last minute. But either way, I am giving 30% off of all of my on-demand webinars. I've also sweetened the pot. I've partnered with not one, not two, but 3 other businesses. And I'm going to give you early access to their Black Friday deals. Anchor is offering 10% off from your entire order. Fringe will be offering 25% off of your order. That's going to be valid November 13th and 14th. So keep that in mind. Of note, I have been using their panel, their red light panel like crazy on this lip. This shit is just magic. I think I've told this in like a very, very past episode. I really became a red light believer. I got a scratch from Rupert. It was not his fault. Miss Faye jumped on him. He scratched me. And I got that scratch and I literally I don't think you're supposed to use the panel like this, but either way, I put my hand like on the panel. That shit healed. I felt like I was Wolverine. I felt like it healed overnight. And I was like, wow. I had the knee issue. This was like, last October, I guess. And that shit helps, right? I've been using the panel, been using I use the wraps. So big fan of Fringe. If you're wondering whether to get the panel or the wrap, get both. No, but really. But 25% off your order, valid November 13th and 14th. And also Smart Tools will be offering 10% off and free shipping. Smart Tools, I like their smart cuffs. That's why I'm partnering with them. And by partnering, none of this is affiliates. I don't get any money for any of these. It's just I want to give you early discounts. I like their shit, all these companies. And so I'm sharing it with you. All right? That's it. Like I said, this is only for folks on my email list. So if you're not on the email list, use the link in the show notes. You can add yourself to the email list and then you'll get access to those deals and discounts. Okay. So let's hop into the episode because I'm excited about this one. If you're watching this, like I said, my lip isn't looking the best, although it's looking like so much better. I'm actually recording this on Wednesday. I usually record it on a Monday. And I pushed it back because I was like, yo, my lip is too much. I can't actually record it. Like, it was also hurting to speak. It feels pretty okay now, but it was not looking good. And I couldn't really speak. And so I was like, I'm going to push it back. And that's what the episode is about. Of note, why do I have this thing? I have an allergy to some spice. I'm not exactly sure what spice it is. But if I have too much of it, I get an allergic reaction on my lip. This happened in 2019 in Portland. I had a lot of spicy food. I don't do well with spicy food, but it happened then. And I was like, I think that like something's happening to my mouth. And then I developed a wound. It hasn't happened since because I know as soon as I like eat it and I get like tingling, I'm like, this thing can't touch my lips. Like, and I also, tend to avoid spicy food. Why did I eat so much of it when I was in Portland? Because Jill and I just got like the chef's whatever, like when the chef like just decides, and every dish was so fucking spicy. It was so spicy. But I went to Vegas on the 28th. I've talked about that. Went with Lex and Dan and Natalie. And I had dinner on the 29th, and I felt that familiar tingle. And I was like, oh, I think that this dish has that thing in it. I think that combined with the super dry weather, get a little cracked lip there, and then the possible Vegas flu. If you've never been to Vegas, you don't know. But you go to Vegas, sometimes you come back and you're sick. And I think I just had a reaction, and this lip was the byproduct of it, the end result of it. So I think it was kind of like, I do think I had like something in my system because my knee is hurting as well or was hurting. And I was like, this is a weird thing. But either way, I am on the tail end of this. And like I said, recording this on Wednesday as opposed to Monday because the lip was so bad. And I was like, it's going to be too distracting for anyone watching the video and my mouth hurts to speak. I opened up this episode by saying something about my lip because saying nothing about it makes it the only thing that if you're watching this, you, the audience, will wonder about. Right? You're literally not going to focus on anything else. Whereas I can call it out from the jump, address it, and we can just move on. Like, you may notice it as we go along, but you're just like, I already know what's going on. I don't have any, wondering. The loop has been closed. Your brain is like, okay, yeah, move on, done. I'm thinking about this now. And this happened when I first met Jill. I went to this, like, I don't even know what it was called. She did like a kind of like wasn't like a live podcast, but it kind of was. And anyway, Danny J had like a drooping eyelid. And I was like, what is going on? And that's like literally all I remember from the event because they didn't address it. Danny J does have a story highlight in it about it, right? She's a story highlight on Instagram about that. This was like 2019 or something. This was a while ago. But that was all that I could think about. And all that I could focus on was the eyelid. And it was like I think it was like a Botox issue. I don't really know. If you go watch her stories, fucking love Danny J, right? Jill's best friend. Fucking love Danny J. But this is exactly why the first thing that I said when I hopped on here was, yes, my lip is not doing great, although it's doing much better. But I want to address it first off. This way we can move on and you, the audience, can focus on other things, right? We close that loop. This right here is the ultimate business lesson that Eminem shared with us in the iconic film 8 Mile. If you want to watch that final rap battle scene, this is where you see that lesson play out. We'll link that in the show notes. We got you. All right. Thank you, Courtney. So I'm going to give you a little spoiler. If you haven't seen 8 Mile yet, how? Although I know that Cams has not watched it yet, and I'm like, how? But either way, I'm going to spoil it. So sorry. But in the final rap battle, Eminem is like going against like the head boss, if you will, of this like group. And they like flip a coin to decide who raps first. And they flip the coin and the guy wins the coin toss and says, Eminem, go first. Eminem then proceeds to say everything about himself that guy could use as ammunition. Every single thing, right? About how he got beaten up and how like somebody slept with his girlfriend, does all the stuff that he's poor, that his mom is like, whatever. He says all of the things that could be used against him. He says all of the things that could be used as ammunition. And then when it's the other guy's time to go, he literally has nothing to say. He just walks away. He has nothing to say. Right? Just iconic scene, iconic movie, iconic scene. The lesson here, say it before they do. That's it. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little salty about this because I've been sharing this. I call it 8 miling something because it's the 8 Mile. And I've been teaching this approach for years, right? I teach it every year, every round in my intensive. And I've been teaching the intensive since, 2019. And Hormozy did a video, I don't know, last year about it. Comes along and starts sharing it. And everyone goes wild. And I'm like, motherfucker, I've been talking about this for years. And I'm sure somebody else was saying it before me. But I digress, right? So how do we use this in business, right? How do we 8 Mile things in business? You say the things that your customer is thinking before they say them. Examples. Yes, I realize this is a big investment. Yes, I understand that the times may not work great for you. Yes, I realize that you're busy with X, Y, and Z. Yes, the fact that this is a group program means that you get no one-on-one attention. Yes, it's going to take a long fucking time to get results. Say it first. Get it out of the way. Yes, my lip is a little bit busted. Now let's move on. Right? You can call this technique, this approach, what you want. I like calling it 8 miling things, but you can call it overcoming objections. Hormozy calls it damaging admissions, though I don't agree with this because it's not like they actually are damaging. Right? I think that damaging admissions is just a catchy phrase, but like saying the truth isn't damaging. And if it is, you're hanging out with the wrong people. Right? You're literally just telling the truth. You can call it addressing concerns, whatever you want, but it is such a freeing business practice. I teach it anytime that I can, right? Say the things, get it out of the way, and then move on, right? I'm coming off the tail end of launching the LextraMind, which is a $10,000 investment. Coming off the tail end of launching Legacy with Jill, right? So LextraMind I launched with Lex, and Legacy I launched with Jill. That's a $9,000 investment, different time frames, right? But either way, big, significant financial investments. I feel zero anxiety about either of those offers or any offer that I ever have. But I'm using those as examples because of the high price point there, right? We literally just say what the shit is. We say what we can promise. We say what they can expect. We say how we can help them. We say what we're delivering. And then we just extend the invitation to apply. It's as simple as that. The price is on the sales page. The price is in the waitlist emails. We don't hide anything. We just say everything and let the chips fall, right? We're not trying to hide it and then be like, okay, now they said something. No, say it, address it, get it out there. Business and selling, it does not need to cause the stress and the anxiety that I see people experiencing at all. Trust yourself to handle the outcome. Say it first, close that loop, and move on, right? 8 Mile it. 8 Mile what? Everything. Say it before they can say it. Listen to Eminem. He knows what's up. Right? I got no reviews to read to you. Yeah, that's the end of the episode, right? I got no reviews to read to you. This is another short one. I was excited. I like, it's funny because I record every week, but this is 2 days later than I normally record. And I'm just like, I'm itching. I'm ready to record. Like, let's go. Let's do this. So I went through that kind of fast, but that's good. Now you got time to go and 8 Mile things, right? I got no reviews to read. If you care to leave a new one, would love it. You want to leave a rating, preferably 5 stars, that would be great. That will take us over that 249 mark. Let's do it. Who wants to be 250? Who wants to be 250? All right. As a reminder, Black Friday sales are going on now. We call them pre-Black Friday sales are going on now. I will not do anything during Black Friday, during Cyber Monday, nothing like that. We're doing it right now, the 13th through the 17th. It's just this week. It's only for folks on the email list. 30% off of my stuff, 10% off of Anchor, 10% off of Smart Tools or Smart Cuffs, and 25% off of Fringe. So join the email list if you're not already on it. You can use the link in the show notes. It'll take you to the old email list, and then you will get access to those discounts, those deals, and save them monies. All right? That is all that I got for you. Actually, go watch that scene if you haven't seen it. Go watch it. It's linked. Go do it. All right. Now, that is all that I got for you. As always, endlessly appreciative for every single one of you. Until next time, friends, Maestro out.